Welcome, Taurus, to my channel, Mending Tree Tarot. This is a general reading set for 1 month. This reading is timeless, so it is good for whenever you find it. It is a general reading, so it may not resonate for everyone. Please take what resonates with you and leave the rest behind. I will start with oracle cards to get a general feel of the reading, followed by tarot. To close the reading, I will pull an advice card from Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael deck. I've already shuffled, so let's get started. All right, thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay, straight away. What advice do you have for Taurus for a month's time? Milk and honey. All that glitters. By the book. And yang. All right, I'm gonna leave that there. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the tarot cards. This is the Osho Zen Tarot. Oh, by the way, these cards are Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron Reed. And the tarot cards are, I'm using Osho Zen Tarot. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. What messages do you have for Taurus at this time? Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels, what advice and messages do you have for Taurus at this time? Here we are. Possibilities. Inner voice. Clinging to the past. Playfulness. Receptivity. And silence. All right, so to start, we have milk and honey. This card is all about abundance, about finding joy in your life. I think the thing that I personally always notice about this card and is really standing out to me now is the little elephant that's in there that's playing in the milk. It's all about looking at the joys in life, seeing those little tiny moments that really make your day, whether you believe it or not, whether it's time that you spend with your pet or if you have a child, that, you know, those little tiny moments when they're just absolutely being adorable and cute, and even if you don't have those things in your life, just those little amazing moments when things kind of come together in just a perfect moment of Zen is really kind of the phrase that's coming to mind here. I'm really kind of being pointed out like those special moments of time where you have to kind of sit and just enjoy a cup of tea, right? These are really the things that are coming to light for me with this card. Moving on, all that glitters. This card in particular is all about realizations about things that were not as they appeared initially. You perhaps there is a realization here, something that has come into your mind, that whether it is a situation or a person, either way, but I'm actually picking up more and I'm getting more of the message from my spirit guides that this is more about a situation, that it's not what you were anticipating it to be. And in a way, you're kind of let down and also frustrated. Let down and frustrated by the situation, because now you need to figure out another plan, is what I'm being given here with this card. With number 11, by the book. So I'm really getting with this particular card that you have been doing what has been expected of you. You have been taking the steps and making forward movement with expectations of others, not yourself. All right. And I think this really speaks to the previous card, that you were hoping that things would work out in a particular way for you and they have not worked out like it was promised or that you anticipated, right? And the frustrating part about this is that you were doing everything that was expected of you, right? And you haven't yet received what it is that you were looking for. It's like you're still looking for anticipation and kind of losing hope about it. But this is the Yang card. So this is all about that aggressive, creative energy, that energy that we put out there, right? And what I'm getting here is that still take the steps, still make those forward movements. Yes, you've become a little disillusioned by the situation and frustrated because it's taking so long and you're not getting the results that you want to see. At the same time, I'm seeing that there is some, please don't take this the wrong way, there's some responsibility that you need to take for the situation at hand, meaning you have to realize that you have some control over what is going on right now, and you have the ability to change it. What's really being pointed out to me is this need to have a different perspective, which I realize can be so difficult to do, especially when you get like involved in a situation, you're in it, you get lost in another way of looking at something. But this is going to require you getting out of your head and leaving the past behind of what has been, and seeing and understanding that there can be another way, and that you have the power to create whatever it is that you need to create, right? That's really what I'm getting there, which is 2. So this is typically the 2 of Wands in the normal traditional tarot deck, the Rider-Waite. And this speaks all about possibilities, right? There's that new horizon, and you can choose to see this. I see this as a sunrise. We have a bald eagle there, what has power and strength in the freedom of the possibilities. You have this ability to maneuver and to do whatever it is that you want to do. So you can create whatever it is that you need to create, and know that you are not limited as you think you are, right? This is kind of the thing, and which is what's popping out to me right now as we're talking about this, is the clinging to the past. This is the 5 of Cups, all right? So clinging to the past, it's needing to see beyond everything that has been. This is everything that we were just talking about right here. It's seeing beyond everything that has been and letting that go, and instead seeing that things are not already laid out for you. All right, you can do what it is that you need to do. You can create what it is that you need to create, and that part of this creativity is coming from a more playful space. So this is the King of Wands, which you see as a clown, not taking himself too seriously, but it's all of that creative energy that is around him, all of like the sparkles and stars. Like there is this creative energy around this clown, that this is what is going to create these possibilities for you. It is passion and emotion, and really trying to be lighthearted, although I absolutely understand that it is not always easy to be lighthearted, especially when you're going through hard times, especially if something is just really, really difficult to deal with and that you've been dealing with it for a long time. So for somebody to come in and say, you just need to see it in a different way, I get is one of the hardest things, and to accept and to change. But some of this is maybe looking at or reading, taking like a mental vacation is something that I'm hearing right now that's going to really help you. And whether that is by reading or something like that, but something, I mean, you can watch TV, you can watch movies. If you're able to completely immerse yourself mentally in something that way, please do that. I find that oftentimes for people though, reading can be the best way of doing that. So I don't know, read some brain candy, something that, may not take that much thought, but is really easy to put yourself in another kind of world altogether. So yeah, if you like sci-fi, do sci-fi. But if you would rather immerse yourself in what you would consider like a silly, romantic book, or whatever it is that you have your guilty pleasure reading with, then that's going to help you a lot. Inner voice. So this is typically the High Priestess. This is all about inner knowing and creativity and this inner power within you. You have the ability, again, to create. She is a magical being, right? There's this inner knowingness. It all comes from this crystal that's in the center here. It's about moon, and it's also about the receptivity. So this is not a gender specific reading, but as the Empress, the inner voice is about receptivity, that feminine energy, whether you're a man or woman, whatever, it doesn't really matter. We all possess, male and female qualities as far as being aggressive versus receptive. And this is all about being receptive and kind of coming within in order to find that calm so that you can then approach a situation in a new way. And inner voice, and just, with receptivity down here, which is the Queen of Cups. It's all about finding that calmness within your emotions and sitting still with it, because your emotions are what create things. That is often the missing element for a lot of people. It's so hard. Like, you can do vision boards and you can state, phrases. There's all these different ways that you can create. If you read The Secret, writing down what it is you want and reading it again. But kind of the missing element for a lot of people with this is the most powerful thing that creates things is your emotion. So when you're already down in the depths of feeling a particular way about something, you're just going to get more of that, unfortunately. And which is why it's so important to somehow learn what is the best way for you to reset your brain, so at least for a small moment of time, you can feel the way that you want to feel, which means that you have to create a situation where you can get that feeling, spark that feeling of what it is that you want more of, and then grab onto that feeling when you notice that you're there, right? It's being receptive and listening to your inner voice and resetting, right? So this means not clinging to the past, right? And in this, you're going to find silence and this peacefulness that comes through. So this is typically the Star. This is the healing card, right? This is about wishes being granted traditionally, or healing is the other major message that comes along with this card. But in this comes this silence, because you know that everything's going to be okay. Once you get to this spot, it's like recorrecting the barometer. It's like going from one extreme and then trying to get yourself the other way so that you can come back to center, into silence, right? You have to counterbalance the extreme of the emotion. So you cannot stay. This is really the most important part about this message that I'm getting more than anything, that I cannot reiterate enough to you, because I know I feel like I just keep saying it over and over again, is you have to learn how you best can reset your emotional barometer in order to feel more of that. Because if you're just angry and upset all the time, you eventually learn to feed off of that. So you have to counterbalance and be easygoing and happy and playful in order to come back to this middle ground, so that you're not stuck in this angry feeling or sad feeling or depressed feeling. You know what I'm saying? So that's really what this message today is kind of talking about. So I'm going to leave that at that. So moving on, I'm going to, like I said, Doreen Virtue's Archangel Michael card. I use these for advice. So this can, if you want, be further advice about the reading if this resonated with you. If there's a personal situation that you would like for it to apply to that was not addressed here, it can be for that. Archangel Michael, what advice do you have at this time for Taurus? Archangel Michael, what messages do you have that would be beneficial to Taurus at this time? Archangel Michael, what advice do you have for Taurus at this time? Here we are. Write about your thoughts and feelings. Okay, I'm going to read from the book. Sorry, had a little bit of a drop of things there, but that's okay. I'll get that later. Let's find this. Okay, I'm going to hold it up so that you can see it. This card indicates that you're confused by conflicted feelings and are unsure of which direction to go in. Archangel Michael will help you delve into your emotions, peeling away the layers in order to reach your inner core of truth. He guides you to write down everything you're thinking and feeling without editing or censoring your words. Keeping a private journal will enable you to gain insights into the nature of what you genuinely desire. This clarity will illuminate the steps you need to take next. Other meanings can be: pursue creative writing as a hobby or career. Take a writing course. Writing is part of your divine life purpose. Learn a new language. Join a writer's group. Submit your writing to a publisher or magazine. And the prayer for this card is: thank you for helping me tap into my God-given creativity and wisdom, so I clearly express myself and glean insight, blessing, and healing. All right, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me here today. I'm truly grateful for having you be here. If this resonated with you or you like what I do here, I ask that you like and subscribe. Also, down below, you should find a link for tips and donation, which is not expected, but genuinely appreciated if you decide to support the channel in that way. I'm going to leave it there, Taurus. Thank you so very much. I will see you next time.